Welcome to CoPilot 411. Today we're here to talk to you about the Holystone HS720. This drone actually has a 4K camera in it, has brushless motors, it's GPS. Overall, it's a pretty good copter, even though its flight characteristics can go squishy sometimes. But we'll talk about that a little later on. Let's talk about the features right now. The 4K camera is a fixed gimbal. It can move the gimbal up and down with the controller. The brushless motors are huge on this thing. Plenty of power. If you give it throttle, it goes. Battery on this is kind of awkward to get out. You have to kind of find 3 spots to pull in the battery out. It is actually a 7.4 2800 milliamp battery. I can get almost 20 minutes out of this battery. This particular unit came with 2 batteries, so flight time is around 40 minutes using both batteries. It folds up backwards than most quadcopters. The front ones, and this one comes out the back. It's kind of like a flying brick. It's a unique shaped copter, but it actually looks pretty good when it's in the air. It does have sensors on the bottom, landing lights, and then the optical flow sensor is right here. The remote controller on this particular unit does have usable antennas. This one has a antenna wire coming through it. This one is fake. When you cut the unit on, it does have a display in the center of it that gives you signal strength from the copter to the remote. It also shows you battery power of the remote and the drone itself. It shows you the drone GPS, that the number of satellites that you're connected to, and then your mode as far as your speeds. You change the speeds with this button up here. Got lights on and off with this button. Take pictures. You can actually roll the gimbal using the switch to the side here. You have an unlock button. This controller does have a feature that I really like, the handles that pull down, so you can actually control the remote and hold it in your hands and be able to, especially once you put a phone in here, it allows you to grasp hold of the controller pretty good. I do not like battery charger on this particular drone. Actually, I have it with 3D printed this box that this fits in, which makes it so much easier to align the batteries for charging. Before this little block was made, you had to kind of get it just right in the charger, align the right pins up with it. They were easy, especially with 2 of them. The one would want to kind of kick off while you were putting the other one on, charge them simultaneously. This little 3D block helps out a lot. But you'll see in the pictures a little later on just the actual charger unit. Flight characteristics of this drone. Sometimes it handles great. GPS is on. And then I've also had it at times where it's flying great and I don't know if it's interference. Not sure, but sometimes it acts like it loses GPS. So it'll start bullet bowling. And I can bring it back closer to the remote control, get it close to the ground, let the optical sensor kick in, it should straighten up and fly some more. But Holystone's always been kind of weird with toilet bowling, at least in their older drones. Like I say, this flies great sometimes, and then sometimes I cuss. Since this is a fixed gimbal on this particular copter, when you do bank left or right, you'll actually see that in the video. When you yaw, the stability of it, you can kind of actually see that in the video as well. Like I say, this copter at times I fly it and go, hey, I'm going to buy another one. And there's times I fly it where I go, I'll never fly this again. But like I say, depending on the day, depending on what the interference might be, or if it's windy, sometimes it does good, sometimes it don't. But we're going to watch videos. We'll let you see how the camera quality is, which I think is pretty good. But you can see for yourself in the videos coming up next. Welcome back. You've seen the videos, you've seen the still pictures of each side of the quadcopter, the remote, the batteries, the charger. Love to know what your thoughts are on video quality and the way it handled. Like I said, the flight characteristics is great at times. It's not the most stable copter in the world. I noticed that sometimes when I go flying, when I go to stop, it's what we call bushing. It's kind of looking for its GPS spot in the sky, and it takes it a little while. It don't just park. It will, if you fly it over and get it to a certain spot, it'll kind of want to drift and come back and find its position in the sky that you need to park it in. But like I say, camera quality is not bad on this drone. Flight time is not horrible on this drone. Power of the drone seems to be pretty good. Like I say, it can be finicky at times, finding the GPS spot, but overall it's not a bad quadcopter. We appreciate you watching the channel. Let us know in the comments what you think about it. We're trying to do better on some of our volume, wearing a mic now, stuff like that. But we're trying to get better at bringing you reviews, trying to get better cameras, so we can help y'all out and decide what quadcopter y'all want to buy. Thank you for watching.